Hello class. Today our topic is solving for variables. And a variable is anything in an equation that is not defined by a number. So it could be an x, a y, even an h. So the purpose of this is to solve for your missing number in your equation. So the way to do this is by starting off with an equation. We'll say 4 plus x equals 8. So what you want to do to solve for this equation is you want to isolate your variable. Otherwise, get it on the side by itself. So to do this, you want to subtract 4 from both sides, and your answer is x equals 4. Now, you want to always check to make sure that the answer you found for your variable is correct when you plug it into your equation. So we're going to check what we found for x by plugging in 4. Now when you plug in your number, you always want to put it in parentheses. The reason for this is because if you find a variable where it's squared or cubed and it's a negative number, it makes a difference if you square a negative number in parentheses, or if there is no parentheses and you square it, it will give you two different answers. For this case, we don't have to worry about that issue. But as you can see, 4 plus 4 equals 8, so 8 equals 8, and our solution worked. Now, these problems can get more complicated. You may actually have to simplify your equation first before you can start solving for your variable. So if your equation is 2 times the quantity of x plus 5 minus 7 equals 14, you need to simplify your left side of the equation first before you can start solving for x. So this is where PEMDAS comes into play to simplify your equation. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 5 is plus 10 minus 7 equals 14. So we still want to keep simplifying. So 2x and then 10 minus 7 is 3. So 2x plus 3 equals 14. Now you want to start by solving for x. So you want to subtract 3 from both sides. So you get 2x equals 11. Now that you have 2 times x, you need to divide by 2. So you divide by 2, and you have x equals 11 halves. So now you want to check your solution. So we're going to come over here and check 11 halves. So we're going to plug in our equation. It'll be 2 times 11 halves plus 5 minus 7 equals 14. Now you see that our variable, put it in parentheses, is a fraction. So to add a fraction plus a whole number, you have to make that whole number a fraction as well. So you're going to have 2 times 11 halves. You can get rid of the parentheses because it's not affected by anything, plus 10 halves minus 7 equals 14. So we still want to apply the rules of PEMDAS. So 11 halves plus 10 halves is 2 times 21 halves minus 7 equals 14. So now we're going to do multiplication following PEMDAS, and 2 times 21 halves is 21 minus 7 equals 14. And then you see that 14 equals 14. Now, going back to what was stated earlier in the tutorial, you can have a solution where you get two choices, where you have an x squared in your equation. So we're going to take a look at that. So if I have an equation that is x squared plus 8 equals 24, what we're going to do is we're going to subtract both sides by 8. So we're going to have x squared equals 16. So now what you want to do to get rid of this square, you want to take the square root of both sides. So x can equal plus or minus 4. And you want to denote it by saying plus or minus, so you have two choices. You could either write it this way, or you could write it x equals 4, or x equals negative 4. So now you want to go and do your check. And this means that you have to do two checks since you found two variables. So we're going to check positive 4. So this is where you want to put it in parentheses with your x squared. So 4 squared plus 8 equals 24. So here's where PEMDAS comes back into play again. 4 squared is 16 plus 8 equals 24. And you can see that 24 equals 24. So now we want to check negative 4. Make sure you put this in parentheses, because negative 4 squared will be a different answer than negative 4 squared without parentheses. And I'll show you that in just a second. Negative 4 in parentheses squared is 16 plus 8 equals 24. And you see that 24 equals 24. However, if I didn't put negative 4 in parentheses and squared it, I'm really just squaring the 4, which would give me negative 16 plus 8 equal to 24, which you can see does not work because it gives me negative 8 equals 24. And we know this is not true, so make sure you put it in parentheses when you do plug in your solution. So that is the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed, and please continue on with the rest of the lesson and your homework and the project that follows.